think they were used to having a tape to listen to and to think about for a while. Just so I think the shock value didn't really work for them.
It's what I use everywhere else. I use Monster cable in my life outside the house, and so it only makes sense to bring it in. It's what I'm used to and what I depend on.
Once on the verge of losing everything at the height of his fame amid personal scandals, Tommy Shaw made a decision that left the entire music world stunned. People know him as one of Styx's immortal rock icons, but few realize that behind the dazzling spotlight lay wounds and heartbreak that could never be repaired.
Was it to get Damn Yankees going, and how did it all come together?
We didn't really decide to put a band together. We were just jamming in New York.
What defining turning point rescued this gifted guitarist from the depths of despair? Let's uncover the truth right now. In 1975, Tommy Shaw married Cuppy Smith, also known as Cuppy Enders, at nearly the same time he joined Styx. As the band began rising to the top of the American rock scene with a demanding schedule of recording sessions and tours, Tommy's life changed rapidly. Fame created countless opportunities for his career, while also placing tremendous pressure on his family life. Over the following years, Styx released one successful album after another and spent much of its time on the road. Constant travel and the lifestyle of a rock star gradually widened the distance between Tommy and his first wife. 5 years later, they finalized their divorce with a settlement reported to be worth around $350,000. Looking back in later interviews, Tommy Shaw acknowledged that fame had a significant impact on the personal choices he made. He once used the phrase "superstar trip" to describe his state of mind as his career advanced at an incredible pace. According to Tommy, the two of them eventually realized they were no longer compatible, rather than there being a single reason behind the end of their marriage. After his first marriage ended, Tommy's personal life continued to attract media attention. He began dating actress Linda Blair, one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars at the time. Their relationship lasted for more than 2 years before they decided to part ways. Not long afterward, Tommy moved to a farm near Niles, Michigan, where he lived with Betsy Waltman. Unlike the fast-paced atmosphere of life on stage, this period offered a much quieter setting, even as he continued touring and recording with Styx. The relationship eventually came to an end as well. Around 1984, Tommy Shaw was reported to be in a relationship with Joan Esposito. The two lived together in an apartment in Chicago. Although their relationship received less media attention than the previous ones, it also came to an end, leaving Tommy still searching for stability in his personal life. 2 years later, Tommy married actress Pamela Donnelly, marking his second marriage. The couple later welcomed their daughter, Hannah Shaw. As a father, Tommy always kept Hannah away from the spotlight and rarely shared details about her private life. After spending several years together, Tommy Shaw and Pamela Donnelly officially divorced on December 22, 1993. It marked the second time he had seen a marriage come to an end. Following 2 marriages and several public relationships, Tommy still had not found the lasting companionship he had been searching for. After years of searching for stability in his personal life, an unexpected meeting backstage opened an entirely new chapter in Tommy Shaw's life. A life-changing meeting. In July 2024, during an interview with the Tennessean, Tommy Shaw recalled the first time he met Gene Mason. Looking back on his journey, he said the encounter happened completely by chance and remains one of the most memorable moments of his life. According to Tommy, he had just finished performing on a Damn Yankees tour where the band was opening for Poison at Starwood Amphitheater in Tennessee. After the show, he returned to his dressing room as usual, never imagining that his life was about to change. Gene Mason appeared backstage and walked into Tommy's dressing room. During their first meet, she introduced herself using a different name instead of her real one. Their conversation was brief, though it was enough to leave Tommy wanting to know more about the woman he had just met. The only thing Tommy knew at the time was that Gene had a roommate who worked for creative artists agency commonly known as CAA. Other than that detail, he had no contact information and no way of finding the woman who had just walked into his dressing room. The very next day, Tommy Shaw called his agent, hoping to find a lead. Using the information about Jean's roommate at CAA, he eventually tracked her down. That phone call became the beginning of a serious relationship, unlike any of his previous experiences. After spending time getting to know each other, Tommy and John built a steady relationship. Unlike the relationships that had previously drawn significant media attention, the two chose to keep their private life largely out of the public eye. Jean rarely appeared in public except at Styx-related events or charity activities. On December 28, 2000, Tommy Shaw and Jean Mason were married. It became his third marriage and the longest-lasting relationship of his life. After years of personal upheaval, he finally found a more stable family life with his new wife. In many interviews over the years, Tommy Shaw has rarely spoken about his personal life. Whenever he mentions Jean, his words are consistently positive. One of the statements most often associated with their marriage is his description of marrying Jean as one of the best decisions I ever made. Tommy explained that what made this marriage different was not only the love they shared, but also the way they built their life together. According to him, they support one another's work, respect each other's schedules, and focus on long-term values instead of the spotlight of the entertainment industry. Jean Mason also plays an important role behind the scenes with Styx. She helps manage the band's merchandise operations, overseeing products for fans during tours and official events. Beyond her work with Styx, Jean has also worked alongside Tommy through the Rock to the Rescue charity. The organization was established to support animal welfare programs and various community initiatives. Tommy's family has participated together in many fundraising events organized by the charity. Tommy's daughter, Hannah Shaw, has also taken part in several Rock to the Rescue charity events alongside her father and stepmother. Although she continues to maintain a very private life, Hannah has become known for supporting many of the family's charitable activities. Throughout his interviews, Tommy Shaw has never described Jean with overly romantic language. Instead, he consistently emphasizes the stability, partnership, and sense of peace that their marriage has brought into his life. That simple perspective has drawn considerable attention from fans whenever he speaks about Jean. Life with Jean has brought Tommy far more than stability. It has also introduced a new rhythm of living, shaped by the interests and daily routines that have become an important part of his life over the past several years. Today's life. Around 2013, Tommy and Jean moved to the Nashville, Tennessee area. The decision marked a new chapter in the musician's lifestyle. Instead of living near major entertainment centers, he chose a quieter environment that suited both his songwriting and the breaks between touring schedules. Tommy Shaw has often described his Nashville home as a small wildlife sanctuary. The spacious property, complete with a pond, trees, and open green space, attracts a wide variety of birds. That natural setting has become an important part of everyday life for both Tommy and Jean. In many interviews, Tommy has shared that he spends a considerable amount of time birdwatching. It has become far more than a relaxing pastime. He once joked that he spends quite a bit of money simply buying bird seed for the flocks that regularly visit his backyard. Tommy Shaw's passion for birdwatching has had an increasingly noticeable influence on his songwriting. When Styx created Circling From Above, released on July 18, 2025, nature and the imagery of birds became recurring inspirations throughout many of the songs. Tommy has repeatedly confirmed that the concept grew directly from his everyday life in Nashville. At 72, Tommy Shaw continues to maintain a busy touring schedule with Styx. Unlike many artists who prefer traveling by air, he still enjoys touring by bus. Tommy says it gives the entire band more time to rest, while allowing everyone to maintain a familiar daily routine throughout the journey. Tommy has also openly shared the personal items he always brings on tour. Among them are a favorite blanket and a silk pillowcase. According to Tommy, those simple comforts help him sleep better while constantly moving from one concert venue to another for weeks at a time. Earlier this year, during an interview with USA Today, Tommy Shaw revealed a long-standing routine he follows whenever a tour begins. Before the tour bus pulls away, he always sends Jean a video message or blows her a kiss as a farewell before spending days away from home. During the same interview, Tommy also emphasized that Jean keeps a schedule every bit as busy as his own. He said, "My wife is as busy as I am." According to Tommy, having separate careers and responsibilities helps them better understand the periods when work keeps them apart. Another change in Tommy's life involves his eating habits. He followed a strict vegetarian diet beginning in 1992 and continued it for many years. Later, Tommy explained that he became more flexible with his food choices and now occasionally enjoys a ribeye steak, one of his favorite meals. Today, Tommy Shaw continues to balance performing songwriting and family life in Nashville. His recent interviews show that he now spends more time enjoying nature, participating in charitable activities, and sharing quiet moments with Jean. It presents a different image from the rock star who once lived amid relentless touring schedules and the spotlight for decades. As Tommy's personal life gradually found stability, his musical journey was shaped by a series of major turning points that eventually established him as one of Styx's defining members. Career highlights. Late in 1975, Tommy Shaw officially joined Styx, replacing John Kurylowski. At the time, the band had already built a loyal audience while still searching for a clearer musical direction. Tommy's arrival quickly made a significant impact on both the group's songwriting and live performances. Crystal Ball, released the following year, became the first Styx album to feature Tommy Shaw. The title track, written by Tommy, immediately attracted attention and demonstrated his growing importance within the band. It also laid the foundation for Styx's remarkable run of success that followed. In 1977, Styx released The Grand Illusion, the album that elevated the band's career to a new level. It sold millions of copies across the United States and became one of the defining records of arena rock. The album also introduced Tommy Shaw to audiences around the world. 1 year later, Styx released Pieces of 8. Tommy contributed 2 standout songs, Renegade and Blue Collar Man Long Nights. Both quickly became signature recordings in his career and remain regular highlights in Styx's concert set lists today. During the early 1980s, the band continued its momentum with Paradise Theater. The album became Styx's first release to reach #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. A series of major successes established the group as one of the highest-grossing touring and recording acts of that era. As Styx's popularity continued to grow, creative differences within the band became increasingly apparent. Tommy Shaw and Dennis DeYoung often held different views on the musical direction Styx should follow. Those disagreements gradually affected the band's future projects. The conflict reached its peak during the making of Kilroy Was Here. Dennis DeYoung wanted to pursue a theatrical concept album, while Tommy Shaw favored a more traditional rock approach. Those contrasting creative visions made both the songwriting and production process increasingly difficult. While promoting Kilroy Was Here, Tommy became convinced that he no longer fit the band's overall direction. After attending Texas Jam in 1983 and watching Sammy Hagar perform, he realized he wanted to return to straightforward rock instead of continuing with elaborate theatrical concepts. Not long afterward, Tommy Shaw decided to leave Styx. The decision became one of the biggest turning points in both the band's history and his own career. It closed an extraordinary chapter with Styx, while opening the door to new musical projects beyond the band. In later interviews, Tommy admitted that fame also brought personal struggles. He revealed that he had used alcohol and cocaine for a period of time. Tommy has described those choices as mistakes and something he never wanted to repeat in his life. Leaving Styx did not mean stepping away from music. Tommy continued releasing solo albums and experimenting with different musical styles. Those projects kept him active in the music industry while expanding his songwriting beyond the role he had built with Styx. Tommy Shaw joined forces with Jack Blades and Ted Nugent to form Damn Yankees. The band quickly gained recognition with its debut album and the hit single High Enough, giving Tommy another major career achievement outside Styx. He later returned to Styx when the band reunited. In 1999, Dennis DeYoung left the band, leading to a new lineup that continued touring, releasing albums, and remaining active even as fans continued debating the change. After several decades marked by constant change, Tommy Shaw continues to perform on stage and write new chapters in his remarkable career. A brilliant final chapter. At 72, Tommy Shaw continues to maintain an active career with Styx. While many artists of his generation have scaled back their live performances, he remains deeply involved in songwriting, recording, and touring. Music continues to be the driving force in the veteran musician's life. In July 2025, Styx released Circling from Above, the band's 18th studio album. The record marked a new creative chapter while reaffirming Tommy Shaw as one of its principal songwriters alongside Lawrence Gowan and Will Evankovich. Circling from Above reflects Tommy's love of nature and birdwatching. Images of the sky, birds, and the natural world appear throughout the album. Tommy has explained that the inspiration came directly from his daily life at his home in Nashville. Continuing to write music in his 70s reflects the direction Tommy has embraced in recent years. Instead of relying on past successes, he and his Styx bandmates continue developing new ideas while preserving the sound that has connected them with fans for decades. Earlier this year, Styx began a Las Vegas residency featuring a complete performance of Pieces of Eight. The special format allowed Tommy Shaw and his bandmates to bring many of their classic songs back to the stage exactly as they originally appeared on the album. The residency attracted longtime Styx fans and offered audiences the chance to experience the entire album in sequence, rather than hearing only selected songs during a traditional concert. Following the Las Vegas shows, Styx launched the Windy Cities Tour alongside Chicago. The co-headlining tour became one of the season's major classic rock events, bringing two legendary American bands together for performances across North America. The Windy Cities Tour marked the first large-scale co-headlining run, featuring Styx and Chicago. Tommy Shaw continued serving as lead vocalist and guitarist throughout most of the performances, entertaining large crowds of classic rock fans in city after city. After the summer schedule, Styx plans to continue touring across Canada during the fall. The band's busy calendar reflects its continuing popularity. Tommy has repeatedly said that performing live remains his greatest motivation for staying active as a musician. In recent interviews, Tommy Shaw has expressed great satisfaction with Styx's current lineup. He has praised the atmosphere within the band, describing it as one of the strongest and most united groups he has worked with throughout his career. Speaking about the band, Tommy once said simply, "This band is so much joy." The statement reflects his outlook today, with his attention focused on making music and sharing the stage with audiences. Alongside its commercial achievements, Styx still carries one disappointment shared by many fans. The band has not been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a subject that continues to generate discussion within the classic rock community. According to public estimates, Tommy Shaw's net worth is approximately $18 million. Most of his wealth comes from album sales, songwriting royalties, touring, and music-related projects spanning more than 5 decades. After more than half a century in music, Tommy Shaw continues performing with remarkable energy, while enjoying a peaceful life with his family. His legacy is defined not only by the timeless songs he created with Styx, but also by the personal choices that helped him find lasting balance after many challenges in both his career and private life. If you enjoy stories about legendary musicians, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment telling us which artist you would like us to feature in our next video.